Hi there. Welcome to Change Coach Conversations number six. Number six. Wow. Keeping yourself out of the coaching conversation. So I love this one because it's about getting rid of you, which ironically, or maybe not, makes you a much, much better able coach. It makes you so much more ready and equipped to help someone else when you, in a sense, aren't really there. So let me explain what I mean. So we've talked a little bit a few conversations ago around this thought I kept hearing all over the place. Still I'm a little, although it's gotten much better now that I've been talking about it, of people saying like, oh, well, my life isn't perfect, so how could I possibly help anyone else? Having this idea that they have to, again, they're making it up, right? So whatever that idea is, but having this idea that they need to look and feel and have things go a particular way that they've created before they can ever have any impact with anyone else. And watch Change Coach Conversations number 3. It'll clear it all up for you, but that is completely not clear, not accurate, not the way it is, right? Now, we do need to have seen something ourselves for sure. So again, I'm not saying don't be a responsible professional here, and you definitely want to have seen something, but the images we're making up for ourselves are not helpful and not right. So this is a bit of an extension on that in a sense. It's a bit more in that direction, but it's really kind of seeing like, okay, what do we need? What we do need in order to help someone is we do need to know what they are up against, what their problem is. And what that is, no matter what the problem is, no matter what they're struggling with, what we know for sure, if they're struggling, if they're suffering, is that they have a lot of thinking that does not look like thinking to them, right? They're in their experience, in their psychology, as we all are, and they're trying to fix that or change that or make that different, but it doesn't, but they're not seeing it for what it is. They're not seeing, oh, I'm already free, but my mind is creating this prison. They aren't seeing that. So if we see that for them, which has nothing to do with us, by the way, if you can sit in front of any person out there and see for them, oh, they're creating their own prison in their own heads. All their limitations, all their suffering is coming from their own thinking, and they don't quite see that. Well, the second you see that for them, you can start to point them out of that. You can start to open things up for them so that they can see around that and have a totally different experience. So again, notice that what I just said has nothing to do with you. And when I say you, I mean you as in your identity, your past, what you were feeling yesterday, what worries and insecurities you have about being a coach or anything else in life. Like none of that has anything to do with what I just said that's ultimately helpful, is us being able to see, oh, this person is caught up in thinking that looks real to them, that doesn't look like thinking. And if I can point them out of that, they can experience freedom. Nothing to do with you, nothing at all to do with you or how things are going in your life. And in fact, here's the really great thing. Like the more we learn to coach, the more we practice it, the more we learn and hone the skills involved in coaching and get a feel for how to do certain things and feel that art and science kind of intersection when it comes to this amazing work, if you can call it work. The more we do that, the better we get at checking ourselves at the door. So you really start to get a feel for the fact that, wow, all of my thinking, not at all relevant here. I'm stepping into a completely wide open space of possibility and potential where nothing exists already. I'm just in this wide open space with this person, helping them see what they have going for them, helping them see that all their suffering, all their limitation is thought in the moment, and steering them out of that. You are not relevant. You're needed. Now you have this wisdom moving through you. You know what you know, right? You know what they're up against, and you know. So So we need you there. We're not replacing you with a robot or anything. We need you in the coaching conversation, but you, in terms of your identity and what you felt yesterday, and is my anxiety totally gone, or is it just kind of like all that garbage? No, that has nothing to do with this. And in fact, again, it leaves. It leaves. You check that at the door and you show up blank and fresh with the person you're sitting with. Now, newer coaches ask me all the time, and I used to wonder this all the time myself, how can I coach someone? How can I be there and be present and coach another person when I'm feeling really horrible? Let's just say in a moment. I don't mean how your life is going in general, but like in a moment. Like let's say you're in a really bad mood, or just, you just got some really bad news. And now it's 3 o'clock, time for your coaching session. How can you do that? New coaches ask all the time. Very, very, very easily. In fact, it got for me to the point where, as much as I would in one way say, oh, I didn't get a lot of sleep, or I'm not at my best, or I just got bad news, or I'm in a bad mood, or whatever, I don't think I want to have this coaching session. When I went into the coaching session, which of course I would, I'm not going to cancel on my client, right? I would step into that. Instantly, I went away, which means all of my mood, all of my memories, all of that bad news, not there, not in the conversation, because that was here, that was checked at the door, and now I'm stepping into complete openness with this person and helping them. You're just listening, you're deep, deep listening, and helping them see around these blocks that they see, that they can't see around. You have to be incredibly present, incredibly focused, and you aren't anywhere in the room or on your own mind, and that feels amazing, especially when you're in a bad mood. So it's so ironic, it's so funny, but I mean, that's kind of the best time to work with someone else, because you aren't there at all. So again, this kind of applies in a bigger sense too to all the thinking and insecurity that especially new coaches sometimes have about, did I say that right? Like I was just with my coaches I was mentoring this weekend, and they've kind of come out of that. But early on in our 6 months together, there was a lot, of course, for me too, a lot of, oh, did I say the right thing? And I don't think she heard me, or this didn't go over well, or I'm not sure I did a good enough job. All of that is the same thing. That's all us in our own heads. That's all our own thinking. And as you really, again, dive into this and immerse and learn to coach in a good way, you just learn that none of that is relevant. It all stays outside. If it comes in, who cares? You don't care about it, and it's gone before you know it. And then you're just right there with the person you're with. You aren't there, but two human souls are there. Our essences are there together, and you're just guiding them the best way you can see to guide them. It's so rewarding. It feels great for us because we aren't there with our identities and issues. And it's amazing the impact you can have regardless of how you felt the day before. They don't know or care how you felt the day before. They just need you there for them now. So I hope this is helpful. I hope it's shown you a new thing about how keeping yourself out of the conversation not only feels amazing for us, but that is how we have super deep impact with other people. It opens up so much. So thanks for being here. The next Change Coach conversation, number 7, is about how to have clients who can't wait to work with you, who are kind of begging to work with you. I'm really excited to talk with you about that. It won't be a week from today, because I'll be in Europe a week from today, actually, doing some really important work that I'll tell you about at some point with the National Health Services in England. I'm really excited. So I can't do one of these next week, but in 2 weeks, I'll be back with that conversation about getting clients who can't wait to work with you. And if you want to see more about how to coach, have a really supportive, in-depth training that trains and helps you to keep yourself out of the conversation, check out the Change Coach training program, and I will put the link below. So thanks so much for listening. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.